This is a fantastic question, and the question is fundamentally, how many times has the letter of the law been harsh on my client when actually, morally speaking, I really empathize with them? And the answer is a fair few times. Now, I'm an officer of the court, and I believe very strongly in the separation of powers doctrine, and I believe in representative government, which means often the government will make laws and regulations that I don't necessarily agree with, and approaches that I don't necessarily think are the best way of going about a problem. But Parliament's made them. It's the job of the courts not to make laws, but to interpret them. And as an officer of the court, I have to follow that process. And sometimes that can be absolutely heartbreaking, particularly in administrative law, where, we're following a process about whether somebody, for example, should be granted asylum in Australia. And I think it's a no-brainer, they absolutely should. But if you follow the protocol and the letter of the law, no, they shouldn't. And, that puts them in real danger. Or cases whereby there is, some sort of statute of limitations or a problem or an issue that's emerged, which makes it hard for someone to get justice. And there's a really valid reason for them not being able to access justice in the first place. Or cases where we're choosing to punish people rather than focus on their mental health, focus on their social circumstances. It happens with regularity. The one thing you can say for the legal system, though, is that it is understandable. Once you understand it, you can follow. And while I don't necessarily agree with it, the beauty of it is that there is a clear protocol to follow. There is the chance to be heard, which is so important. Don't ever take that for granted. And there's an appeals process if you're unhappy with the outcome. And while it's imperfect, it's by far the best system we have. Follow me for more legal TikTok.